Welcome back to Power Ride, the channel where passion meets precision, and every machine tells a story. But today's story is not just about a car. It's about a legend reborn, a small warrior that once conquered the wild, and now, it's back, completely transformed. The 2026 Suzuki Jimny Sierra isn't just a redesign, it's a resurrection of character, a statement that the spirit of adventure never dies. Remember those rugged little 4x4s that refused to quit even when mountains tried to break them? The Jimny was always the underdog that punched above its weight. And now, in 2026, it returns not to survive, but to dominate. You might think you've seen everything the compact SUV world can offer, but trust me, nothing prepares you for what Suzuki has just unleashed. This is the moment you realize that size doesn't define power, and simplicity can still stir your soul. So here's the question, can a small, boxy off-roader really feel like luxury? Can it blend heritage with futuristic tech without losing its soul? Well, stay tuned, because what's hiding behind those square lines and LED eyes might just shock you. The 2026 Jimny Sierra is not only the most advanced version ever made, it might be the most daring compact off-roader of the decade. At first glance, you'll think Suzuki just polished the edges of the old design, but look closer, every detail has been reimagined. The iconic silhouette remains, that unmistakable upright stance, the short overhangs, the wide fenders, all paying tribute to its legacy. But the surfaces are cleaner, the lines sharper, the lighting pure futuristic art. The front fascia wears a redesigned 7-slot inspired grille, finished in brushed gunmetal, flanked by circular LED matrix headlamps that seem to stare right into your soul. Below, an aluminum skid plate glints under studio light, ready to scrape against rocks and dust again. The proportions are still compact, but the stance is wider, the track is longer, and the new 19-inch dual-tone alloy wheels, wrapped in all-terrain Bridgestone Terrain Master tires, give it a muscular footprint that screams confidence. Suzuki engineers used a new lightweight carbon steel composite in its latter frame, shaving nearly 80 kilograms from the previous generation while boosting rigidity by 30%. It's stronger, leaner, and surprisingly aerodynamic for its boxy nature, thanks to subtle sculpting around the A-pillars and a reworked roofline that channels air more efficiently. Walk around to the back, and the nostalgia hits you again. The classic tailgate-mounted spare wheel remains, but now with a carbon fiber casing embossed with a glowing Jimny logo. The taillights are sleek LED strips integrated into the bumper, and the rear camera discreetly sits within the badge. Suzuki even rethought the door handles, flush design, with fingerprint access. Yes, this rugged icon now reads your fingerprint like a luxury sedan. And when you open that door, prepare for surprise number one. Gone is the bare-bones cabin we once loved for its simplicity. In its place, a fusion of rugged authenticity and refined minimalism. The 2026 Jimny Sierra welcomes you with soft-touch eco-leather surfaces stitched in dark copper, contrasting with brushed aluminum accents. The dash is still flat, old-school in geometry, but entirely digital in soul. A new 12.3-inch floating infotainment screen dominates the center, powered by Suzuki's Sync Drive OS, compatible with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and over-the-air updates. Behind the steering wheel, a fully digital 10-inch instrument cluster merges retro-style gauges with augmented reality navigation. And if you think Suzuki forgot about utility, think again. Every control is still oversized and tactile, so you can adjust them even with gloves on. The gear selector is a short metallic shifter surrounded by off-road mode buttons that illuminate like cockpit switches, snow, mud, rock, and the all-new auto-terrain mode, which senses traction loss and adjusts torque split in milliseconds. The seats, once flat and basic, are now sculpted for comfort, with 8-way electric adjustment and memory function, wrapped in water-resistant micro-perforated leather. The cabin lighting, ambient LEDs that shift from desert amber to ocean blue depending on driving mode. Even the roof liner features a built-in panoramic light strip that creates a stunning glow during night drives. And before we get too comfortable, let's talk about the beast hiding under the hood, because this is where the Jimny Sierra's heart beats stronger than ever. Suzuki ditched the old 1.5-liter naturally aspirated engine for a completely new 1.4-liter turbocharged hybrid powertrain, co-developed with Toyota. This system delivers 190 horsepower and 250 Nm of torque, sending power through a 6-speed automatic or optional 6-speed manual gearbox. But here's the twist, the hybrid system isn't just about efficiency. It's built to enhance low-end torque for off-road crawls and steep climbs. With Suzuki's new e-torque vectoring system, torque can be distributed individually to each wheel, giving it unbelievable grip, 0 to 60 miles per hour. Just 7.8 seconds, a massive leap for the Jimny line. Top speed, electronically capped at 125 miles per hour, but what really matters is how it feels between 0 and 40 miles per hour, where this machine feels alive, raw, and unstoppable. Now, before we get to the price, let's take it off the road, because the 2026 Jimny Sierra isn't built for city posing. It's built to conquer. On the trails, its 245mm ground clearance makes easy work of rocks and riverbeds. The new all-wheel drive system, dubbed AllGrip X, includes locking differentials front and rear, and an intelligent hill descent assist that feels eerily human in response. Suzuki's engineers gave it a weighting depth of 650mm, yes, it can cross water almost up to the hood, and the breakover, approach, and departure angles rival vehicles twice its price. Test drivers in Japan have already called it a mini G-Wagon, for how composed it feels climbing slopes at 35 degrees. Even more impressive is the suspension tuning, now adaptive, adjusting damping in real time. So when you're bouncing across dunes in the Middle East or carving icy trails in Alaska, it stays balanced, never nervous. And just when you start to think it's all toughness and no comfort, the Sierra surprises you with its silence, triple-layer acoustic glass, improved insulation, and Suzuki's new, active noise cancel, system create a cocoon of calm. And now, the moment everyone's been waiting for, the price reveal. Rumors had the community buzzing, but here's the official ballpark figure. The 2026 Suzuki Jimny Sierra will start at $33,800 for the base 4x4 hybrid trim, and go up to $41,500 for the fully loaded, Adventure X edition. Yes, it's pricier than its predecessor, but when you compare what you're getting, hybrid power, premium interior, adaptive suspension, and tech that rivals luxury SUVs, it suddenly feels like one of the smartest buys of 2026. And that's not all. Suzuki confirmed that a limited, Heritage Launch Edition, will be produced in just 2,000 units globally, featuring exclusive colors like desert sand metallic and deep jungle green with copper accents. Back on the tarmac, the Jimny Sierra behaves differently than any version before. Steering is now electronically assisted but tuned to mimic hydraulic feedback, direct, weighted, and confident. It corners with precision that defies its height, thanks to a lower center of gravity and widened tracks. The hybrid assist smooths acceleration, making it feel refined and punchy at the same time. In city driving, it glides silently in EV mode for short distances. Suzuki claims up to 18 miles of pure electric range, while the regenerative braking feels natural, not jerky. The result is an off-roader that you can actually daily drive without compromise. And when you park it, it looks like nothing else, a tiny sculpture of power and purpose. Inside, Suzuki didn't just add tech, they gave it soul. The infotainment interface feels smooth, quick, with gesture controls and voice commands that actually work. There's even a built-in trail cam system that shows live feed from underbody and side-mounted cameras, helping you pick your path off-road like a pro. For audiophiles, Suzuki partnered with Pioneer to develop a 10-speaker surround system tuned specifically for the Jimny's compact cabin volume, crisp highs, deep bass, no distortion even on rough roads. Connectivity features are next level: Wi-Fi hotspot, cloud-based navigation, real-time terrain mapping, and a driver companion app that syncs your trips, fuel data, and even trail photos directly to your smartphone. Safety. This might be the first Jimny where Suzuki went all in. You get adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, automatic emergency braking, 360-degree cameras, and even a new off-road stability assist that detects roll angle and subtly corrects throttle and brake input to prevent tipping. It's smart, it's aware, and it's designed to protect without interfering. The structure itself uses high-tensile steel with energy-absorbing crumple zones that meet strict Euro NCAP standards, a first for the model. And yet, despite all this sophistication, the 2026 Jimny Sierra hasn't lost its charm. When you grab the wheel, you still feel that old-school connection, mechanical, pure, and honest. It's not pretending to be a city SUV or a luxury cruiser. It's something much rarer, a machine that respects its roots while daring to evolve. Suzuki could have played it safe. Instead, they created something that feels alive again, ready to take on a world full of oversized, overdesigned SUVs that forgot what real adventure feels like. So here's the real question: what will you do when you see one in your neighborhood? Because it's not just another car. It's a statement. A reminder that freedom can come in small packages. A declaration that simplicity, when perfected, becomes art. Whether you're in the deserts of Saudi Arabia, the snowy trails of Colorado, or the narrow streets of Tokyo, the 2026 Jimny Sierra speaks one universal language: capability. And it does it with confidence, style, and a rebellious smile. At Power Ride, we believe cars like this are more than transportation, they're experiences waiting to happen. The 2026 Suzuki Jimny Sierra is proof that legacy can evolve without compromise. It's the same tough spirit we fell in love with decades ago, now reimagined for the modern world. The question is, are you ready to rediscover adventure? Because this little giant is. Don't forget to tell us in the comments, would you choose the Jimny Sierra over big names like the Defender 90 or the G-Class? And what terrain would you conquer first if you had the keys? If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, share it with your off-road buddies, and make sure to subscribe to Power Ride, where every review is a ride worth remembering.